Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to work in Revit. I will show you the interface and how to navigate it as a complete beginner. To start a project, you have this home page with all of the old projects, but in your case you might not see uh, many projects, just one or two or three projects that are somehow in a template. Then you have some options. You have open an existing model. When you have a new model, you can create families. You can open a file or make a new file. The model is the project itself, and family is a part of the model that can be replicated. If you put a door, if you put a window, a type of roof, a type of slab, basically any object type that can be incorporated into a building that can be repeatable and used as a building block. In comparison to AutoCAD, you have blocks for 2D components, but here you have families, and families can be customized, but that will be a discussion in another video because this is a more advanced topic. So we'll get started. We'll open models, or we'll create a new model actually, because we have imperial metric discipline and imperial multidiscipline, and we have metric multidiscipline. We'll go with the metric. We'll create a new project. You can also do a project template if you want to repeat some sort of styling or something similar, but in this case I will do a project, open project. This is the main interface. So you open this. This is a floor plan. You're at the ground level, L1. It is always called L1, and you have the following ribbons. You have architecture, structure, steel, precast systems, insert, annotate, analyze, massing and site, collaborate, view, manage, add-ins, and so on. We will work with the first tab. So as an architect, you will use 80 to 90% of this interface. So if you know how to use this, you worked 80% of your job. So we have walls. You can click on wall, and you have two types: architectural, structure, wall by face. Uh, the difference, I think it's in terms of families. I haven't quite grasped what is the main difference in components. I observed that there are some different families depending, or it will behave somewhat differently, and there are some somehow different conditions, but I haven't quite seen such a difference. So you pick a wall, then you click just like in AutoCAD with the cursor, and then you draw a line with the cursor, and you have a very good snapping. That's what I like about Revit. It has very good snapping. It catches reference lines very quickly, and you can place it. To continue, just keep the mouse and keep clicking, and you can do some sort of contour. And now you have basically the house. What I like about Revit is when you click a wall and it transforms to a blue wall, you can drag. You click and you can drag, and you can adjust. That's what I like very much. When you unjoin some walls, you can drag them by their endpoints, and I can say this wall is longer, that wall is shorter, and you can also move them. And plus at the wall you can set the length. For example, I have 50 centimeters. This wall is set in millimeters, as I see. I will teach you how to change parameters, how to change units in another tutorial. But for the moment we work in millimeters. For example, this is let's say 10 meters, and you can play around. You have also many references, so I can set this to 3000 3 meters, and I can move the wall. So it is very handy to have many snappy points. What else do the walls do? Every wall is a family, so you have many types of walls. So if you have this wall, you have this you have generic, you have masonry, you have composite wall, you have many things into the same wall. So you can change the type. You can also change the height. So you have some levels, L1, L2. So you have the ground level and the first level generally. So you can put the wall between L1 and L2. And in another tutorial I'll show you, because you can put if you have more stories, you can put between L1 and, let's say, the 7th story of the 20th if you have a tower. But for the time being, this is what you do with a wall. And it has an automatic height set, but you can modify it, but that makes subject of another tutorial. What else can you change? You can do vertical or slanted or tapered. There are some types of things that you can change. Vertical, so it's perpendicular to the ground plane. Slanted, you can also do a slanted wall. Let's say I can set for 60 degrees or 70, let's say, and it made my wall oblique. You can see it in plan. If I do a section, okay, I'll show you a section, and I can draw. So view section, you draw a section line, and when you go here you have project browser. Project browser tells you where the floor plans, the ceiling plans, the sections, and the elevations. You click the plus sign and you have section 2. And now I can see my wall. You can increase the detail level, and now I can see that my wall has many layers. You can also set your if it is shaded or not, and now you can see it even better. So this is the slanted wall and the story, and now you have the constraints. The wall is 3600 millimeters, which would be like 3.6 meters, but that unit can be set. So I can go I guess I'll show you today, not in another tutorial. So you have this these units, manage units. This is how it's called. I'll click again. So I have manage. You try to find this icon, project with 100 and some sort of measuring laser or whatever. And you have here area in meters, cost per area is with meters, distance here I change with meters, and I like to put 2 decimal places as rounding. You have 2.45 meters, you don't have 2.45 456. No, you have 4 meters and 56 centimeters. It's enough for you. Length, usually this is the one that changes, so you can put meters, and you have 2 decimal places. You can add an unit symbol if you want. I think it can help you if you want, but it's not necessary. Click OK, and now you have the stories set up. The good thing about stories is that you can drag them up and down. You just click and drag up and increase the level or decrease the level. You can also you have also some endpoints, but I will discuss it further because there are many settings. So I showed you almost everything about walls. I show you the basic settings. You can also have the dimensions, the area, and the volume, which is useful for quantity takeoff. Uh, Also, you have what family it is, what type. So this is the type brick on CMU, but you have also brick on metal stud, etc. So you can set what kind of wall do you have. Uh, the structure is like this: system family, you have a basic wall, you have, let's say, bricks, but you can also have a curtain wall or you have a stacked wall. So there are three system families. Then you have a, let's say, a subsystem, something lower on the hierarchy, and yeah, you have something to select from. Then you have all sorts of properties. One which is useful is that you can set up to color your wall to give a black fill if you want, but I won't study it now because it's a more advanced topic. And all sorts of coefficients. If you are interested to modify them, you can modify them, or within the family, or I don't know. And yeah, you have a bunch of other details. You also have the layers. If you have a multi-layer wall, you have sorry, you have this structure, edit. You click edit, and now you see all the layers. You see, you can set the thickness, and you can select, click the number of the layer, and you can duplicate or delete. For example, I can delete this, and I got rid of a layer. Or I can move it up and down if I want, and that should be okay. I'll click cancel because I do not want to modify it, but if you want to approve it, you click OK. So basically that's it for all the walls, and basically you know how to work with walls. In the next tutorial I'll talk about doors, what you can to what you can do with them, how you can place them. So this is an essential part. You did, let's say, 20% of the project with doors, windows, and the roof and the floor and the railings and the stairs. You do, oh, let's say 80% of the project. The rest of the 20%, which is 80% of the work and the details, I will explain in other tutorials. But as for now, to get started quick, you have these simple instructions, and play around with the walls because they're quite handy, and I really like how fast they work. You can move points, you can do many things with them. I think there are some commands. If you have two walls and you want to join them, you can use this. This is this is one of the most used commands that I use to join walls. Also, you can group some walls and you can mirror them. So you have modify, mirror, and I can draw an axis, and I have a new stack of walls. I can also offset the wall. So there are many things, but I think I'll explain in another tutorial what you can do with all these walls. Yeah, hope you enjoyed this tutorial and it helps you, and we'll move through all the interface. Thank you for joining.